Welcome to a zerok 1 vs 1, where today we once again have one of those base trades. Between, in the red, it is Stuart98 with a green engineer commander and a rover assembly. This is in the blue, on the other side, we've got Chudy in the blue with their shield bots, of course, and the engineer commander, Polish Warrior 3000, an outdated design by today's standard, but also with heavy greed. It is a match between two experts in their respective factories. Stuart being a rover main, especially in the 1v1, and Chudy of course always going with those shields. As we can already see, double convict out for Chudy, no constructors out for Stuart, means that, yeah, it's heavy greed over here for Stuart, who's already going for a couple of maxes, but still having their convict slow down a little bit. Not that it matters a whole lot, but oh well. Convict down south, going all metal. One going north is all solars. Very weird actually for, well, just in general. Weird build order. Because that means you're going to have to send another constructor there in order to actually build those maxes. Or it needs to travel all that way back. So it's going to add a lot more travel time to, well, generally just its path, but hey, maybe it doesn't even survive, and it does not. So hey, no more queue for that northern convict. Southern convict, that's the wreck that's left by the convict. Chudy is not doing too well. Heavy greed is punished by heavy aggression, as we can clearly see. Already sniping the max as well. 61% attrition, but there is actually so much more damage dealt. Now getting up a convict. Out at the same time as the mason for Stuart. And yet army value, 225. There's like almost 400 right there. Another 130 up north. So a lot more army for Stuart. All around, Stuart's position way better. Ahead in eco and definitely ahead in army. Chudy now going for those maxes once again. Not going for any solars around those. Does now have, again, heavy greed. 3 convicts. It is bold. Definitely is. I mean, you already know you're being pressured by so many scorches, so many dots. And still, Chudy apparently trying to greed it out. Trying to go heavy in that economy. And one more scorcher. It was spotted by the engineer's radar. But there is only a single bandit going there right now. So, yeah, even then, Scorcher should easily be able to take care of the by the bandit. No Lotus coming up. Even second bandit might be too late. Over here, in range, 300 DPS almost, because it was right on top of it. Not sitting inside of the shield, but does first take down the max. Alright. And now is kiting that convict a little bit. Down south, well, that's quite a couple of bandits. 4 bandits in total. But hey, 4 bandits versus 3 scorches, that's not a trade what you want to have. Convict is already gone. There go all of your bandits, I want to say. Oh, a bit bad targeting there with the scorches. Having more damage dealt than was actually necessary. But still, takes down all of the maxes. That is 500 reclaim on the field. That is a lot. That does pretty much catch you back up in the attrition. But of course it still slows you down a whole lot. Eco for Stuart, for now, way ahead. Just because they have maxes. A lot of maxes. And they're also blueprinting Fencer. Just to take care of those Lotus. And hey, there goes another max. Just taking care of the Lotus. Going to be taking care of a little bit more eco from the enemy. And Scorcher, you're unlikely to survive that. Should probably just hang back and wait for the convicts to get to you. Oh well, probably was on a control group, so makes sense. Chudy not explicitly like telling its convict to reclaim there. Yeah, just going for the metal extractors. No overdrive at all. On the northern side, well, they are going to be overdriving some of the maxes. But it's not really going the way they would like to anyways. Couple of fences. Normally, of course, countered by Stinger, but yeah, with the commander close by as well, Stuart should be able to push back the Polish warrior. Stinger will be gone very soon. I want to say, one more shot. Fencer, target it, please. That is 250 value. That should just disappear in a single shot. But it's not going to. It is going to stay up for now. That actually might be quite important. Just because, well, it's expensive. Now it's being healed up. And yeah, Fencer doesn't have an easy time against Stinger. Not at all. On the wiki it also says like, oh, Fencer rush, build a Stinger. Because it's a great counter. Stinger outranges the Fencers. And there it goes. One Fencer already gone. Good number of bandits over here for Chudy. Could easily take care of all of those raiders there. But not going to. Stinger. Well, Stinger is still up. Commander is also staying up. Your own commander can't really engage because of the Stinger. It's just way too slow. And a couple of shots and your commander is gone. Had the Stinger gone down, that commander would have likely been toast by now. And this would have been a completely different game. But it isn't, so you have to deal with it. Stuart. Couple of Rippers, Ravagers coming out is going to be very nice against those Speedy Bandits. Not Speedy Bandits, these are pre-buff Bandits. But once again, Chudy, losing a couple of Metal Extractors, is probably going to lose those 3 as well. And it's going to be difficult. Yeah, because everything is already quite heavily damaged. And Chudy's first Felon is about to go up. Is going to be quite nice against those Rippers. Not so much against the Ravagers, but still, against the Rippers, against the Raiders, it is going to be very nice. Stinger is slowly but surely healing up. One Fencer is going to bravely engage that commander, but of course commander is not going down. There goes the Fencer, and hey, okay, so they do manage to push in to the Lotus, clean all 3 of those maxes up. And now run away! Another 3 max for the taken, but you're not chasing, or like not going after it. So you're not actually going to be taking down anything else. Over here, Lone Convict is going to be cleaned up shortly. And, well, Stuart does not really have the HP to soak all of that shield from Chudy. Still, Felon is kind of out of the shield. Not really being pierced by the AoE, so is going to stay up for now. But still, that is a good fight there for Chudy. 500 cost made. Suddenly, Chudy is actually ahead in attrition, but still way behind in economy. Can definitely change a bit if they do manage to sneak, like, reclaim all 600 there, 350 there. They can get a total of like 1,000 more metal quite easily through reclaim. But for now, they're not getting any of it. Stinger slowly but surely still healing up. Could be pushed by a couple of Ravagers. Or like, just send one dart in, it triggers the Stinger, and then you just rush it with a couple of Scorchers. Fences, you name it. Well, not fences, but like Ravagers. Oh well. And another Fencer gets cleaned up. Alright. Stuart's expansion actually relatively slow. I mean, over here, Mason's just going to be building 1 Solar Collector. Just getting a little bit of additional overdrive for all of those maxes. Nice Ripper here to raid. That's another 2 convicts that could go down. But they don't seem to go down. Running away in time. But yeah, Stuart definitely... Well, just take this 1 Mason, that's pretty much idle. Can just get up quite a couple more maxes pretty easily. But for now, not really doing that. In the meantime, 3,500 value in a shield ball, handled by Chudy. Another 1,300 value in their home base. And more, of course, coming in. We already know it's going to be a bit of a base trade. But what I didn't tell you then, yeah, we're going to have one player with a very unstoppable army. But as the other one will mostly just have constructors left in order to try and rebuild. From the looks of it, it's going to be Chudy with the shield ball. That is going to have a very good army. There is a lot of value over here, don't get me wrong. But that gets attrition down quite easily. There isn't a ton of DPS for Chudy right now, just a single Felon in the ball itself. Stinger finally gets cleaned up, but it's already a couple of Rippers getting picked off. Not a whole lot of damage from the death explosion from the commander there. And I believe Chudy did have a little bit of metal in storage, so it has probably accessed a bit there. Maybe not. Ravages going to be going into the enemy base. Nothing over here. You're not really going to be getting up enough forces either. So it's now time for Chudy to start rushing the enemy base as well. Or they need to choose retreat and take care of all of those Ravagers. Those are pretty much their only options. And for now it definitely seems like Chudy is going after the enemy base. Stuart a little hesitant with those forward forces, it seems. So there are now a couple of bandits in the base for Chudy. But still not that many. We did see the Cloakbot switch for a couple of Phantoms. Normally quite nice against shield bots, especially in a situation like this, where the Felons are quite far behind. Both of them also damaged, so could be picked off quite easily by Phantoms. Just getting one shot. And that is probably, I think, the first Fencer shot. So yeah, Chudy now knows Fencers are on the field. There goes the factory for Chudy. That is base trade number 1, or rather like the first half of the base trade. Then over here, Fencer, Phantoms being picked off. Alright, that's a lot of value gone already. And now it's time for those factories to go away as well. Another Phantom gets picked off, right there. And now a couple of Knights, maybe. Rippertje. One Ripper, no Ripper. That's one factory gone already. Second one is going down as well. And how did those Ravagers die? Well, the Ravagers are still here. And there were quite a couple of bandits, so some of them went down because of that. Maybe some went down in the death explosion from caretakers, you name it. But mostly were probably picked off by the bandits. So, Masons. 2 Mason. Oh, I thought Stuart was going to have way more. Alright. The only good thing, Shieldbot is incredibly slow. 3,500 value. Double Faraday should also stop the ball and ensure a win. Going for Cloakbots, going for Knights is going to be quite nice, just because you can soak the shield charge, of course. And seemingly, at least going to be splitting it up, so that if Chudy decides to push up north, you still have a base down south. Seems a little bit like that. Thing is, you still only have 17 energy, or like 17 income. There's a lot of reclaim on the field, but not easy to get through. Still a decent army over here, couple of Ravagers included. But those don't recharge nearly as quickly as a shield ball does. Shield recharge, of course, instant per one, and also very strong as compared to like... Do you have it? No. 5 HP per second on a Ravager, and that's only after like 100 seconds. So, shield ball is going down. 3 actually. Oh, you lying. Right? You're lying, right? I believe so. I only see 2. 3 actually, lying little Stuart. Yeah, because you didn't get a convict up yet. So, consider it up. Still, taking care of those metal extractors. There is no point. But why not? And as, well, Stielvan also said, you could be getting up a couple of Faradays. Which is, of course, very nice, because they have a high amount of, like, shield DPS. Can discharge the shield quite quickly. If they manage to stun the actual Felon itself, that can also help out a lot. And over here, the Mason is going to run away. Just going to be building a Lotus. Just to hold off those couple of bandits. And what does Chudy actually know? Technically, Chudy doesn't really know a whole lot. If we just purely look at their perspective, they don't know the base is actually over here. And as we said before, Shieldbot is slow. So slow, in fact, I'm even going to be speeding it up because honestly, it's not really interesting to look at. We're just going to have a couple of bandits hide in the hole and the Shieldbot try and chase. Still a decent army, that's true. 19 eco. This is a very funny game. 19 eco for Stuart is going to 22. Building a couple of maxes. Alright, that's always worth it. They only have to stay up for a short amount of time before they pay off, especially because these are 2.3 metal, not 2 metal per second maxes. And of course, a lot of reclaim available as well, which the Conjurer is getting up now. Ooh, Phantom? Hold it. 1x speed, because it is time to engage. Well, Talon is all the way in the back. Not that vulnerable. Phantom has been shown. If you manage to sneak this one around in order to pick off the Felon, you've pretty much won. Even if you don't, Stuart actually has pretty much sealed this game already, just because they have something that isn't army. They are able to rebuild, so every single unit they manage to take down, even if it's just a single bandit or a single thug, it's something that Chudy can't rebuild. And Chudy even just saying GG before having everything get destroyed. So Chudy with the unstoppable army versus the very stoppable Constructors from Stuart. And yet Stuart is the one who wins. Able to hang off just well enough, and Chudy not honing in on where Stuart's base actually was. Ends up with a win for Stuart, even though they didn't have the army value to really contest Chudy when they lost their base.